on this episode of I Know What You Watched Last Week. Heathen presents Wes Craven Presents. So 3 movies with the distinct honour of being presented by the one and only Wes Craven.
Yeah.
It's presented by him, not written or directed, just here it is.
Is he just
Enjoy.
taking any old gig then? Because I don't feel like these were up to Wes Craven levels.
Before we get into the 3 movies, more pressing matters, more important movies than Wes Craven Presents movies, apart from maybe, Wishmaster and the Dracula of Gerard Butler, because that was sexy, is the movie Heathen, more particularly part 2. And this week, I let you in on a little scene that I've been writing. And, what do you think about it?
It's disgusting.
Disgusting?
Disgusting.
Why is it disgusting without, giving anything away?
Well, it just shows, the worst parts of humanity in a... Yeah, just all the negative emotions wrapped into one little scene.
It's like I'm going to pop myself in the scene. Because for me, this is probably the funniest scene in Heathen part 2 / probably the whole of Heathen. And when they're at the restaurant...
You and Toby Hooper would get on.
When they're at the restaurant...
Yeah.
Do you like that it could just end here, it could end here, but it just keeps going? It's like nothing is left out. And everyone's in there for a reason. What about the names I've given to the characters and what they're doing to each other?
Yes.
Would anyone else have the cojones to put this in a film? Any film?
I guess we'll have to see, but it doesn't look like it.
Like I said, it's pretty funny. Will people walk out of it, though?
Yes.
Good. So, less of that now. Hopefully it's intriguing. And let's get on with the Wes Craven Presents.
Mm-hmm.
What did he present to us?
We started the week with Carnival of Souls.
The remake. Presented by Wes Craven.
Not that I've seen the original, but...
No.
But yes, apparently it's a remake. Then we saw They.
Wes Craven Presents They.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we have to do that every time?
It's Wes Craven Presents.
And finally, I believe this one is called Brain Ripper.
Mind Ripper.
Mind Ripper.
It's a ruddy Mind Ripper.
Right, okay.
Yes, Wes Craven Presents Mind Ripper, written by his son, Jonathan Craven, also known as Outpost, also known as Hills of Ice Part 3.
What?
Because when it didn't do well under those first 2 titles, so let's just release it on DVD and call it Hills of Ice Part 3, which is what it's originally supposed to be.
But it's nothing like those. That's...
A little bit.
That's stupid.
A little bit. So what are your rankings?
Okay. Possibly cause a stir with this, I don't know, but I don't
think so. I don't think there's...
What, you don't think everyone has their clear-cut favourite in this trio?
I do.
I'm going with 3rd place to They. 2nd place to Mind Ripper. And I was most intrigued whilst watching Carnival of Souls. But I've since found out that people kind of hate this remake, so that's why I said...
A lot of people will hate a lot of stuff which might be good. You can't go by popular consensus. No one knows anything. So I've put it in this order. Bottom They. 2nd place goes to not Mind Ripper, but the other one that we just said. Carnival of the Souls in 2nd place. And Mind Ripper out on top for me this week. So we're going to start with They, both of our bottom pick. This is the newest movie in the bunch, 2002.
I did not enjoy this one.
No, talk about derivative and boring.
Ugh.
But Wes Craven presenting it, though.
I didn't like the casting either. There was just something about watching the main character that I did not enjoy. And I don't know what it is.
The lead woman, right.
I can't even say what it is, but I was just like, no.
Is it because she's opposite the guy who keeps leaving his mouth open in dead silence in the first scene? Blah, blah, blah. She's his boyfriend, girlfriend in it. It's her. She's back. Or she's back in dead silence, should I say.
Okay, yeah, I never liked her in dead silence
Here she is
either.
now being presented by Wes Craven.
She hasn't even done anything to me, and I'm not saying she's a bad actress, I just don't like watching her.
Would you rather Wes Craven had not presented her to you?
I would rather.
Right, okay. This movie starts off with little Billy. Little Billy's in his bedroom and he's scared. And he's like talking to his mum or something about being scared because they are going to come for him. She poo-poos him. Next thing you know, it's a yelled, drag off the bed, drag under the bed. Bye-bye, Billy. Don't know what's happened to Billy, except for being dragged under the bed. Because there's a portal underneath his bed, I suppose.
It was the monsters that live under the bed.
Yeah, it could be.
But they were actually there.
Then
this
we introduced
time.
like our main two. So we've got Julia, who you hate, and her boyfriend Paul, and they're in a bar. And Paul gets to show off his first instance of really wooden acting. That was good.
Oh,
I mean,
the scene was
to be
awful.
honest, it wasn't easy to read those lines he was given, but still, the delivery was wooden at best.
I wasn't getting. I couldn't get their relationship. It became obvious they like live together essentially, don't they? They're definitely in a relationship, but it's the way they were talking and acting, the chemistry.
They have sex scenes in the movie.
It was like there was just no history there whatsoever.
Maybe.
It was terrible.
After this, they go home back to Paul's, and he's got like two late about roommates,
Yeah.
and they're like a comedy angle. Did you laugh?
No.
Wes Craven presented this comedy to you.
Why, Wes? Why did you do this to me?
When they finish talking to the two loser friends, go into the bedroom, but before they can get down to it, the phone rings. It's Billy. Little Billy, who's been dragged under the bed. He's grown up now and he's calling from a bar. So Julia has to cut this short with Paul. Goes to the bar, very dark bar.
Yeah.
Lights already going in and out, on and off. And there's Billy sitting in the corner. And it's that dude that plays the Billy Loomis in Scary Movie. He's the white trash guy who lives in a trailer.
Right.
Yeah, that's him. He's been serious in this. And, the night terrors are back. It's never left him. And he's come to ask Julia if she still has him or whatever. Lights go out a little bit, knows something bad's going to happen, then he blows his brains out.
Yeah.
Bye-bye Billy for good this time. She goes home at night.
It wasn't very gory, really.
Gets a silent call. Goes around looking for Paul, who's not at the apartment. Ends up looking for him in the bathroom. And there's some kind of like black sludge coming up the sinkhole. And she opens the bathroom cabinet, puts her hand in, and there's loads of sticky stuff all over her hand.
I would never do
Sticky
that.
stuff.
I would never open something, see some like gross, otherworldly stuff that's never been there before, and just be like, oh, let me just touch it. Ew.
And I think there was also a face in there as well, a sticky face. Paul does bust into the bathroom, and she's all freaking out. She thinks that he's sticky stuff, but he's just Paul. And this is really annoying her, just screaming the whole time. This is half of her job, wasn't it? Maybe more than half of her role, just screaming.
Either screaming or underreacting. There was just no middle ground. It was very annoying.
Because Billy's gone bye-bye now, it's time for his funeral. Julia's there, and she meets Terry and Sam, who are a couple. And they, also not they, but Terry, goes off to talk to Julia. And she's like, sorry about Sam, that stupid joke he made, but we also have night terrors. Do you have night terrors? Because we know that Billy had night terrors, and we got stuff to tell you about the night terrors possibly later on.
Yeah.
They all have them. Billy was apparently obsessed, and it's his advice that they need to stay out the light because they've got a book of his where he's got the rules of the sticky stuff.
Oh, really? I've never seen that before.
He's got
the
the
guy
rules.
who is in the know, just happens to be the first one killed off as well, is the one who knows all the rules.
But it's handy that he has left all of this book behind with all the rules in it and how you evade the
How
sticky
the hell
stuff.
would he know any of this?
Wes Craven presenting this sticky stuff for they. She goes home after this from the funeral, and as she's driving down the road, she like veers off the road, gets up and has a look, gets back in the car, and what? It's Billy. Billy jump scare. So we're thinking, what can we do to make our movie rich? Let's have a jump scare.
Right.
Do you remember the Billy jump scare?
Yeah, but it ended up not being Billy, right?
I'm pretty sure it was dead Billy.
Oh.
Now she's been jump scared, obviously she's scared. She's worked up. Goes to Paul's apartment again, opens the door. Paul's been on the bevies with the boys, and she is not happy.
Yeah. What a bitch.
Yeah, because, if any woman ever asks you, if you're going out for a drink, when are you going to be home? Well, really, it's a stupid question, really, isn't it? Because we don't know. Okay, we don't know when we're going to be home.
Yeah, okay. So when I say what a bitch, honestly, I did think it was really harsh. He's allowed to have some fun with his housemates / roommates.
Yeah.
Surely. And she's really pissed off. And it's like, okay, how is he supposed to know that you're going to come home scared?
Having been jump scared.
And he's going to be like all zen prepped, that's a new word, not drunk, and just waiting to console you.
He does chase her down the hallway, though, stops her. And he says, look, what you're experiencing isn't even real. I've had a really stressful day at work, and I deserve a beer or 5.
Yeah, it sounds like he's some sort of incident response person.
Your problems don't exist, he says, so he's already poo-pooing the sticky stuff theory that she's got. Despite the book of rules. So now that they're reading through Billy's diary a little bit, because they've got to figure out what to do. And we've got Sam and Clarice. Clarice? Terry. I thought her name was Clarice at first. It was like, oh, I'm Sam,
Clarice.
this is Clarice. But it turns out her name was Terry.
Terrible
They
diction.
start asking about the night terrors now. And not only have they now previously had them, they're all experiencing them again, the night terriers are back.
Night
And
terriers.
Julia tries to rationalise this, but then Terry, everyone's been telling the story about, you know, one of their night terrors, and Terry's like, oh yeah, I thought my dad was a demon, so I stabbed him in the eye. Now that everyone else has managed to have night terrors about stabbing anyone in the eye, this would be the last interaction I'd be having with Terry. I'll be out of there.
And also just the whole reaction of all of them in there was just so like, oh yeah. Okay. Moving on.
Julia then starts talking with a doctor because she's like pre-med or something, isn't she? She's training to be a psychiatrist.
Right.
Yeah. Sam and Clarice/Terry, they're having a conversation at home, and he's telling her, Terry, to stop picking at this scab that she's got somewhere on her body, which Billy had before he shot himself on his hand, I think. Stop picking at this dirty wound. So she's got one now. Could they all possibly have a wound?
A disease?
And this is why they're come together. My wound is oozing.
Yeah.
It's oozing wound. So now there's house sound. She leaves the house with her scab. Sam's there by himself, and there are house sounds like just house sounds. Just terrify you. Wes Craven presents house sounds.
There was no atmosphere either. It was in daylight. It was just...
Yeah, I think just the curtains were closed, weren't they? So daylight was still like somewhat seeping through. Clarice, she now looks in the vent with a lighter, and there's something scuttling around. Could be they.
It could be they.
I reckon it's they.
I mean, she's hanging out for a long time.
Meanwhile, Julia, she's playing a VHS tape of herself having night terrors. There's a phone jump scare. The phone goes off. Did that get you?
No.
The phone call is from someone.
I'm not even hard to get.
I think it's from Kim or possibly Terry. Someone called Kim is in this movie as well.
Clarice?
Who Kim is, I don't know. But it could be Terry. And they're in the shower before a swim, and their wound is oozing.
Oh, yeah, she's going to get in a public pool.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Bleeding in from the wound, gets in the pool. Guess what? The lights go out. They gets her. It flies at her face in the locker room. Sticky stuff. It's like tar. All this is going on, so of course Julia's flunking her interview, isn't she? With these two kind of like very crusty old dean types, aren't they?
Yes.
Just looking at her with confusion while she tries to get her shit together.
Yeah, she can't even read out her own thesis proposal.
No, so she goes home upset and gets in the tub, as ladies do. Phone goes off, it's Paul leaving a message, she's not answering it. Phone goes off again, she's like, oh, I'll answer it this time, but it turns out it's from Sam. Sam needs to talk to her.
Right.
So she goes back to Sam's. It's like, Terry's not showing up. She's gone missing. She went for a swim and now she's not here. And by the way, this thing that I've been painting, just black everywhere, look how weird it is. Because Sam's a painter, he's an artist, isn't he? And being an artist just means standing in a black room with black paint, painting black on black.
I think you'll find when the light hits it just right, the divots represent the different facets of our soul.
I thought the weird wall was just they, like, because they had all like the veiny bits in it.
Yeah, possibly. I have
Cool,
no
that's
idea
what it
what it
was.
was, just black canvas.
He says something like derivative, like, something bad is happening. I can feel it because we've got to be told this. So Sam and Julia now, they go through Thingy Bob's diary again, Billy's, and we have like immortal lines like, now I can't make sense of all of it, but I think I got a little bit of it, because there's no point.
Genius.
There's no point in writing what it's actually about. We'll just have a
genius.
little bit of it, and he's got a mark on his hand as well. So that keeps getting worse. AKA the filmmakers are out of ideas, aren't they?
Scabby.
Julia's back at the doctor's office in the waiting room, and she's talking to a little girl. Little girl's also been haunted by They, presented by Wes Craven. Presented to this little girl now. And she says something along the lines like, they're going to eat me, that's why they want to get me. Oh, how scary. A little girl says she's going to be eaten by They. She's also got a wound. So they're going to eat her, and she's got a wound. Julia then goes and tells the doctor during her appointment about the wounds and how she thinks they might be planted. Mm-hmm. It's getting science fiction-y now.
Yeah.
And the doctor makes her diagnose herself, and apparently she's like a paranoid schizophrenic, is what he determines.
Yeah, and she's just
determines.
been egged on by these two other people.
What other two people?
The couple. The friends of Sam.
Oh, Sam and Clarice.
Alright.
Right. Because of these wounds, though, Julia hasn't got one, so she makes Paul look for wounds on her, and it's like, hey, I could get used to this, looking for wounds. I mean, I get it that she's got naked in front of him, but we're still looking for wounds here. She mentions then everyone else is marked except for me, so I must be fine. Sam's painting again, black on black, but what is he painting?
Nothing.
Nothing. There are sounds, and a sprinkler goes off, puts out the candlelight in the house, then he's trapped inside. He escapes through the lift, but then They drags him. They're dragging under the bed. Now it's dragging under an elevator shaft. Bye-bye, Sam.
They gave him the shaft.
Yeah. Julia and Paul, they're making up now, so that's nice. She's got over his drinking. He's got over her being hysterical and stuff, and they're reconnecting. She goes home. There's news on the TV of, guess what? An impending blackout. That's convenient, isn't it?
That's really
A
bad
rolling
news
blackout.
because we have found out that they don't like the light.
No, a door creaks and some sounds go off. Something jumps out. She runs into the street and she goes through this like Chinese kitchen and into a bathroom in a restaurant where she removes this sharp thing from her wound, which is found on her
looked
forehead.
like a giant splinter.
Yeah, and she's calling for Paul at the apartment to let her in after this, and she explains a giant splinter in her head.
Why was it a giant splinter?
Who knows?
Because I thought in the diary they were suggesting that he'd like pulled something out of his wound, some sort of like alien.
Yeah, I thought it was an alien thing at first.
Yeah.
But it's just a splinter.
But then she just had a massive splinter, so I was like, well, that kind of gets rid of that theory then, doesn't it?
I think because Paul is also trained to be a doctor or something like this, he makes her a concoction. She's going to knock her out so she goes to sleep. He just thinks that she's sleepy. And she finds out, and she goes, oh my God, you gave me a concoction. So instead of just thinking, oh, I'm going to be passed out soon, she goes to the subway and gets locked in the subway. And guess what? She pukes up. She pukes up because she's been given a concoction. But it doesn't stop they coming for her, though, does it? They doesn't care.
No, you can't take a sick day from they.
Or not. Yeah. Lights go out again.
Works.
She's like, she gets on a train, gets off a train, gets on a train again. Train stuff. Yeah, and moans and whimpers. And they comes. They grabs her. She gets away. And then loads of they come and start grabbing at her. And they're dragging her.
That's probably why they're called they.
Turns out, though, she's just lashing out at maintenance workers. It wasn't they at all.
She's been
Psych.
saved again.
Now here comes the mysterious ending. She wakes up in hospital. Looks more like a psych ward. Paul's there. The doctor's there. They say some stuff to her. She goes to the window in her room. And in the other room, there's all the other people that she's seen through the movie, including Billy. And they're all in this nut house. She kind of freaks out, locks herself in a cabinet. And then the two doctors come in looking for her. And they open the cabinet, but they can't see her. And she's in the they world being they'd. And the they comes and grabs her and takes her away. I thought the ending was going to be, oh right, so she's just been in the psych ward this whole time, and they is a figment of her imagination. But then they actually showed they dragging her off into another dimension.
Another dimension. I have no idea.
This movie called $17 million.
Ooh.
1-7.
What a waste.
Somehow managed to drag in 16 at the box office as well. I'm surprised it was even released in the cinema.
It was really poor.
Does this give cachet to the Wes Craven Presents brand?
A certain type, I suppose.
It would be probably important to know that even though Wes Craven presented this, what that means is they license his name so they can put it in front of their crappy film, so it might draw in a horror audience. And he just sat at home and collected a check. He had nothing to do with the making of this movie or anything to do with anything about a movie. He just put his name on it. Because in 2002, his name has got cachet. It's after the Scream trilogy. I wonder how much of that $17 million went for him.
Get that Muller.
Probably 16.9.
I hope so.
Judging by the movie. So number 2 for me was the remake Wes Craven Presents Carnival of Souls. You liked this one, didn't you?
I was constantly intrigued whilst we were watching it.
The lovely Bobby Phillips from Showgirls is in this as the lead. She's Alex.
I enjoyed the whole thing of trying to puzzle out what was going on and the weirdness of some of the characters and things we were seeing.
Yeah, the weirdness took it up in my estimation. Certainly, even though, yeah, like I say, everyone seems to hate this, including like the original star of the original one.
Yeah, so I decided to not break my streak.
She said that Wes Craven should be strung up and have things pelted at him.
And I didn't look this movie up on any platform, but I did look up the original. And having just read a little bit about the original, I can see why, as a remake, this would be reviled. And also, the more I thought about what ended up being the story of this, the more I thought, well, actually, it's not a very good film.
As this is Wes Craven Presents Week.
But I enjoyed whilst we were watching.
You asked me during watching this,
Yeah.
when it opened up, have you seen this before? And I said, yes, I used to have it on DVD. And I think, well, you're probably thinking, why has he had this on DVD? Well, it used to be something called a Virgin Megastore, sell DVDs and CDs and stuff. And he used to have this deal, so it was just say it was like 3 for 15 or 5 for 20 DVDs. And there wasn't many A-list titles there, so you'd like struggle to pick 2. Then you're like, well, I've got to get at least 3. And if I'm going to get 3, might as well get 5. Carnival of Souls happened to be one of my number 5 picks during one of these shopping sprees. And what sold it to me was Wes Craven Presents. It was the first time I'd seen Wes Craven present. Somehow I'd missed that on Wishmaster, which also presented. And I thought, all right, that'll do it. And I popped it in, and I wasn't very happy.
No. It turns out the thing that kept me so entertained trying to piece together the story led to an answer which was hugely disappointing and made it all kind of just a waste of time.
So Bobby Phillips plays the main character Alex. At the beginning of the movie, she's young Alex, little girl Alex, and she witnesses her mum being raped and murdered by a clown guy, Lewis, a carnival worker, a carnival clown. Now it's the future. Alex is at her mother's grave because it's his mother's death's anniversary. After like mourning or whatever and being introduced to her sister, Shawnee Smith, she looks to the side, because she's on like a harbour, isn't she? Something like that, it's based around a harbour. She looks up on the bluff and there's a car there and it's got a red balloon outside it. Is it Pennywise? It's the first thought that came to my mind. She goes to have a look, gets in the car, and behind her is the murderer of her mother, Lewis, the carnival clown, puts a gun to the back of her head and says, like, drive. And when he's driving, not only has he been raping and killing her mother, turns out he's also a child molester. So he'd been molesting Alex in her childhood, and he starts like putting his gun down her blouse, saying, "Ooh, see, they've grown. Look at those bad boys."
To which you went, boys?
Yeah, boys.
But yeah, what a disgusting character they created here.
Yeah, and then he
played very well as well.
He threatens her. He's like, "I'm going to get Shawnee Smith now, your younger sister." So she puts the pedal to the metal and drives in to the water. But then she wakes up in a bathtub. And his bathtub is in a premises called the Mermaid Inn, which is the bar that she runs with her sister Shawnee Smith.
And she's flooded the place.
Yeah, and the bloke who works there, I think his name might be Sid, he's like, "Oh, you're flooding the place," like you just said. And like, "Oh, what's going on with all the bathwater and stuff?"
Yeah, how can you... I don't understand how people fall asleep in the bath. That's the worst place to fall asleep.
It's time to have her first shift at the bar. There are 2 old geezers sitting at the bar. Mm-hmm. They're like shining her on. At least one of them is anyway. He's trying his luck, isn't he?
It's clearly a common occurrence as well, isn't it?
Yeah. She notices a mysterious man smouldering in the bar. Alex notices this smouldering, but then back in the real world, where's he gone? He's vanished. Just the 2 old geezers there.
What
Turns
is going
out
on?
Alex and Shawnee Smith, they're trying to sell the Mermaid Inn. Don't want it anymore, even though it belonged to their mother and stuff like this. Bar's closed.
It's a dump.
Red balloon appears. This time it could be Pennywise, possibly.
Yeah.
Alex then goes to see an old lady. She's like, "A hip, a hop, a hip, a hippy dippy dippy dee boppity, don't stop," from The Wedding Singer, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, she's also in Road Trip.
Right.
Always plays a great old lady. When she's talking to this old lady, kind of the conversation finishes with the old lady asking, "Where are you from again?" And Alex is like, "Oh, from the Old Mermaid Bar." And she goes, "Oh, funny. I thought they closed that place down. Does it exist?"
I'm so confused at this point. I have no idea about the timeline of things. I don't know who this molester character is beyond the very little
Lewis.
that's been shown us. Yeah, but,
Carnival clown.
yeah, but we don't really know that yet. We've barely been given any information. So I was like, yes, all these little puzzle pieces, and I can put them together, and it'll be fun, and this will be a great movie.
And everyone that rated it 1 out of 10, you'll be like, "Suck it."
Yeah, that's how I was feeling at this point in the movie.
Alex, she gets in a truck now and goes to a car wash. Wes Craven presents Lady in Car Wash. Now she goes to the car wash, an eerie man starts scrubbing her window with a sponge. And then this like sunburnt skin thing with a forked tongue starts outside her window.
Yeah, what were those?
The creatures and a sponge man.
Yeah.
Put them together and you've got horror gold.
And the like water is rising and stuff, isn't it?
She wakes up in the car, in the truck, and yeah, Walt was getting in because she's just been passed out or whatever, looking at these demons with forked tongues and sponge men. And she wakes up then from the car, which she's about to drown in, at the pier in the water. She drags herself out.
Why is she in the pier? Why was she in the water?
She's always waking up in the water,
In the
isn't she?
water.
Very strange.
Drawn to it.
She drives to the carnival grounds. It's about time now, isn't it? And this is a scene where we see Lewis, the carnival clown, introduced for the first time to Alex. Alex is lost at the carnival as a little girl. And he's like, "Oh, come with me to the fun house." Before she's been taken off to the fun house, Alex's mother, who's a single mother, turns up with the young Shawnee Smith. Now, the carnival clown, he's got a woman's wig on. He's got a tash and some like red lips and a top hat.
He couldn't look worse, really.
Yet, when you're a single mother, take what you can get, don't you? So he gives her the come on.
Yeah.
She's falling for it easy, even though he's a total creep. He's a carnival clown in a woman's wig. He's just about to take his daughter off to the funhouse. They don't trust him, do they? The two kids.
No.
But Mum doesn't care about that. She needs a new man to fix stuff around the house and whatever. And to hell with my kid's safety. Terrible mother she is. Alex is back at the pier, dried off this time. She hasn't been in a truck and then end up in some water or anything like that.
About.
And she looks to her right and Smouldering Man is there. Turns out he's in control.
I was getting the Fog remake from this guy.
Protecting the property. So like where the pier is, he guards all of this. And she shouldn't be there, but he's going to keep it stum. And he's like, maybe sometime I can take you for a ride on my boat.
Oh, right.
But it is very smouldery, isn't it? Come for a ride on my boat.
He scented her at the bar and now he's just not letting go.
Ooh, Smouldering Man. Back at the Mermaid Inn, a red letter has been left overnight for Alex. It's been given to her by the bloke that works at the bar with him. Now she has a Lewis and creature vision in the bar. And she dips her face in a sink of water to get over this. Lewis shows in the mirror. And he like puts her face in the water and starts drowning her. But then Shawnee Smith walks in and is like, what are you doing? Lewis ain't there.
Yeah. I'm still very confused.
She then goes and opens up the letter that's been left at the bar for her. And it's a picture of her and the carnival clown Lewis from back in the day. And on the back, it says something like, the fun is only just beginning. Now, one of the old geezers at the bar, there are two of them. One of them is a private investigator.
Right.
So Alex goes down to him and says, look, how would you like to drink for free tonight? I've got this letter. I need you to go investigate it. So he goes and has a look. And it's this geezer who's been put in prison for like 17 years. And he's just been paroled a year or two ago.
Yes, this confused me though, because so obviously she's the one who put him in prison.
Yeah. Her testimony.
After he murdered the mum. But then I feel like they were insinuating that he'd also died since being paroled, because she was like, the guy asked her like, oh, have you got a strong stomach? And he's like, there's no way this guy could be here now. And then shows her photos. We never see them, and it doesn't really get explained more. But I think from what we hear later, that it was his like dead body after some sort of horrendous accident. That's what I was getting. I
didn't hear anything about him being dead, so it wasn't actually spoken then, is what you're saying. Because yes, he does say there's no way that he could be here. You must be going crazy.
Yeah,
so
I wasn't entirely sure what it meant there, but later in the film there was something that was said that confirmed for me that he was dead.
Right.
Yeah.
Alex has another quick vision of her being made up by Lewis in makeup, and we get one later on, which is even better. Shawnee finds her and she says she thought she saw Lewis. And they look at a locket picture of themselves at a Ferris wheel. What's that about? Alex then drives back to the carnival grounds. Everyone is like still. All the clowns while she walks through it and things like this.
They like turn to follow her.
Yeah, Lewis and his crew show
strange.
up. And they say, you're not ready yet. She wakes up in bed. Has another vision. This time with more makeup vision. She's sitting on the bed with Lewis as a little girl. He's just done her makeup. And then he's like, time to do mine. And she says, but yours is already done. And he says, we're not going to paint my face. What do you think they're going to paint? Is this a penis painting scene?
Yeah, it's gross. So far, again, now another update at this point in the film. Still more puzzle pieces. We've also seen bits which were shot really nicely, I thought.
Yeah, it was shot well.
There were bits that were making me feel uncomfortable, which is what you want from a horror movie, and which we didn't get in the last one. And there are, still enough things where you think this could come together with some really cool twist at the end.
This movie looked way better at $2 million than they at $17 million, didn't it?
I was still completely on the edge of my seat, metaphorically.
Back at the bar, it's time to work again, and the lads want to hear Shawnee sing. She's a triple threat. Actor, singer, scream queen, contestant / judge. Judge. Yeah. She scolded that girl for not being sexy. Remember? you're not a natural, like, a sexy lead. Wow, bitchy. Scream Queens, that's on. Never knew Shawnee Smith was like that.
Great show.
Yeah. While Shawnee's singing, I've noted, by the way, when she was singing, when it was low, it was quite good. When it went high, it was unbearable. So she should stay low. Alex notices that while Shawnee's singing, Smouldering Michael is looking on.
He's back.
He's watching, so he has a chat with Alex. Alex goes and joins him. And earlier on, she said something like, I don't like the water. And he's like, harbor's a funny place to be for a lady who doesn't like the water. And then she goes, oh, can I get you a drink while he's at the bar? He's like, I don't drink. And she's like, a bar is a funny place to be for a guy who doesn't drink. They're getting along. Then he says, I could be wrong, but I think you may be flirting with me. Like, no, I flirt with all my customers. And now he's got the folk wisdom, hasn't he? He smoulders and he says,
dear.
She who flirts with all is less likely to fall than she who flirts with just one.
That was the lamest part of this whole movie. That was
I thought it was
so
cool.
lame.
It was cool.
Oh, God.
She's then called over by the old geezers, like, get us a drink. Turns back. Pfft, Michael's vanished again. He's always vanishing.
But why? Who is he? Why is he vanishing?
Smouldering man. Alex then goes see a doctor. Has a big spiel and he says, look, just pull my file and tell me what's wrong here. It's like, you're a file? I've never met you before. So the doctor's never met her before. Now she's at the beach burning memories. That's why we got shown the locket earlier on. Oh, remember that memory, Shawnee Smith, when we were together at the Carnival at the Ferris wheel? Now she's burning memories. There's like photos of burning on the beach and stuff. And Smouldering Man's back. He walks up to her burning memories and says, I take it that one's not worth remembering. Want to go for a ride? That's literally what he says. And then he notices the locket that she's wearing.
Yeah.
He's like, nice locket. And she says, thanks, it was my mum's. And he says, memento mori.
He's got more wisdom coming for you.
This is good stuff.
He's got more wisdom.
What a well-written character. Smouldering man.
He then goes and is like, oh, people think you should remember the dead, but it's actually, you should remember that this is your only life. Or some shit like that. I was like, oh, for God's sake.
Then Alex,
more of that wisdom.
Alex complains about the way that her mum died to him, and he says, well, one dies when she wants of how she chooses, and we all must die. That's a bit, 1 minute telling like memento mori and stuff, and then he's just hitting her over the head, well, your mum wanted to die. The way she died.
Yeah.
At the hands of the carnival clown.
I don't think this came across the way it was supposed to. I can only assume.
She then goes back inside. She's looking at memories again. Shawnee comes along. And Alex finally declares, I want to leave this place once and for all. So she keeps like going to this dream world. Then waking up in water and stuff. Then she's meeting memento mori Smouldering Man. And he's talking about how we all must die. We all must get used to it. And we can't choose how it is. Now she's back at the Mermaid Bar. And she wants to leave this place. Is this all connected? Know what I'm saying? Yeah. Trying to feed you little bit by little bit, aren't they? Is it still not a puzzle for you at this point as you worked it out?
No, it's still a puzzle.
Yeah, because people said this movie was confusing.
It was still a puzzle because, unfortunately, the end result was not nearly as amazing as I hoped it might be. It was a letdown. And then also, I feel like if I watched it again now, knowing what it was, I would be able to pick specific bits that are like, well, what's that then?
Yeah, what's that about? Talk about the way it's shot. There's a pretty good bit now where Alex has a conversation with Lewis, the carnival clown, in the bar. Mm-hmm. And he's like peeping through something. It's nicely shown. Then she's at the pier. Michael, the Smouldering Man, appears on his boat. Mm-hmm. She's going to take that ride. He only had to ask twice. Once she saw the boat, she's like, oh yeah, I'll have that.
That's a proper dinghy.
He's going to take her to the carnival. He's going to take her across the water to the carnival. Some sexy music starts to play. Smouldering Man starts to smoulder. And he says stuff like, sometimes you have to face your demons to see the angels, Alex. Then you have a Titanic moment where she gets in front of him. He's behind her on the boat. It's like Titanic. She turns to kiss him. And he just stays like this. Well, she's all over his face. He doesn't move. He's too busy smouldering.
Forgot to turn off the smoulder.
He's in smoulder mode.
Yeah.
He can't just turn it on and off. It's not easy. They arrive at the carnival. There's weird clowns and stuff walking around making weird noises, as clowns do. Everyone knows that clowns are scary. She comes across a Rottweiler. The Rottweiler chases her into the fun house. And when she's walking around the fun house, she sees the old geezers in there. Sees Sid, who works at the bar, in there. Robert Lozardo's there. He's nothing to do with the movie, but he's just there as an extra, tied.
I saw his name in
tattoos.
the credits at the beginning of the
Why is
film.
his name in the credits?
And then he's literally there for like 2 seconds.
Blinking, you'll miss him, absolutely.
Yeah.
The old lady's there as well. The hip-hop lady. And then she opens an oversized door, and all of a sudden she's dressed in her clothes as she's been shown as a little girl in the movie. There's also an oversized bed and like a melted clown's face. Pretty eerie carnival stuff.
Yeah.
She notices the red balloon again. Lewis talks to her in it, and then it wraps itself around her face. She's tied down on the bed. Lewis unwraps the balloon from her face and says, "Ooh, remember this? This was the most fun part," because he's thinking about when he was molesting her as a young child again. But then she hits him with, "You can only get it up for a 6-year-old." Then he says, "The longer you're here, the longer we get to play." To which then she says, "Won't you invite me to the dance?" Shoots him in the face. "Won't you invite me to the dance?" What was that?
I don't know.
After blowing his face off, she wakes up in the truck. She's back in the car wash. Then she's in the phone booth. She's calling the bar, but no one's answering. She gets into this car, the balloon bar from the balloon car from the beginning, or whatever.
Her car.
And we hear these voiceovers. It's like, sometimes bad memories have a way of following you around. Someone in the movie said it to her. And then someone else says, "I'll be fine. Quit worrying." That's Shawnee Smith. Then someone says, "You're not afraid, are you?" That's the old geezer. There's another voiceover. "I know you have been having a hard time. It'll be okay, though." So, again, is she really there? Are they letting us know that she's not there?
Yeah.
Car is then pulled from the water.
Yeah.
Cops open it up. It's dead Alex and dead Lewis. Shawnee Smith is devastated. She hears the phone ringing in the Mermaid Inn. She picks up the phone. Carnival sounds. Thin.
So the puzzle that we're
Heavyweight.
trying to build, I gather, is that in one of the very early scenes where she gets in her car and Lewis attacks her and she's like, "Oh, you won't get to my little sister, I'm going to drive into the water." Mm-hmm. That scene happened and led to her death.
Yeah.
And everything else is her trying to, like, get rid of her past demons to get to heaven.
So basically it's Jacob's Ladder, but shit.
But yeah, but then when you think, I was like, okay, so that is what this is. And then, like I said before, I was looking back through certain occurrences and I was like, but it kind of ruins the movie, because the movie was, as I've already praised it in many ways, but when you find out that that's what it was leading to, it actually takes away a lot of what was done. And it's like, well, what was the point of that? And what was the point of that?
I certainly enjoyed it more than when I was 14. I was like, what's this? Yeah.
I just wish it had a better twist.
It's not what I expect from Wes Craven. So if he's taken 16.9 million to license his name onto They, how much do you reckon he took it to 2 mil? 10 quid, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Number 1, Wes Craven presents Mind Ripper,
Not
aka
Ripper.
Outpost, aka The Hills of Eyes, Part 3, starring the one and only Lance Henriksen. Now, I've asked you more than once on this show, name a movie that Lance Henriksen is in which is not Mind Ripper. Come on, we literally did one of his movies 2 weeks ago.
Which one was it? Was it The Blob?
No.
No.
Mansion of the Doom.
Mansion of the Doom.
And you could have said Scream 3, could have said Aliens, could have said anything, could have said Alien vs Predator, Pumpkinhead. Give me anything. We'll probably revisit that at another point, because Lance Henriksen is in a lot of movies. Also in this movie is Natasha Wagner, who is in the opening of Urban Legend, driving the car, singing along, and she gets axed in the back after trying to be warned by Brad Dourif at the gas station. Here she is, and it's also Giovanni Ribisi's first ever role. What a role to have. Mind Ripper, Wes Craven presents for $8 million. 8 mil? So let's get into Mind Ripper as a dead guy in a desert. He's brought to a lab and he's injected with a virus which is going to bring him back to life. Lance Henriksen's unsure about doing this, but he's one, I believe, that does inject him. He's like, bugger it, we'll do it. And he's been working for this company called Gentech, Because once we're out of this, we see in the tunnel a Gentech barrel. Now it's 6 months later. The team in a lab. One guy's VR headset guy. Then you got boss lady scientist. And you got Frank. And you got dialogue like, hey, you got those numbers for me? Because it's a lab. It's science. It's the work day.
They obviously did a lot of time in lab just to get the lingo down.
Yeah.
You know?
They mention how Stockton has left the team. Stockton is Lance Henriksen. He's no longer with them. But the patient that he has injected, his body is still accepting the virus and he's about to come alive, they think. Character called Larry bites into an apple. Loads of maggots in it. Nice way to end that scene. Then we're introduced in his first role ever, Giovanni Ribisi, who's listening to some metal music and lighting matches. He's a bad boy.
He is a bad boy.
He's a very bad boy. And it turns out he and his family are going to go camping.
With Lance Henriksen.
Lance Henriksen is going camping with the family.
Johnny wants to go.
Look, Lance Henriksen is going camping with Giovanni Ribisi. That's just the movie that's the movie I'd want right there. Just those two in it. They go camping. I'd pay just to see that.
I know. I think you'd pay to go on that camping trip
What
with them.
What happens in this movie, you might ask?
What happens in this movie?
I did give it a couple of minutes thought.
Okay.
Yeah, right. So stick with me here.
Generous, right?
Lance Henriksen and Giovanni Ribisi, they arrive in the woods. It's all going great. But then Lance Henriksen sees the ghost of his grandfather's stepdad cooking a sausage. And he's like, what are you doing here? And it turns out Giovanni Ribisi is actually Lance Henriksen's headmaster from school 6 lifetimes ago. So if you work out 6 lifetimes ago back from 2026, I'm going to average it out at 60 years per lifetime, which takes us to 1666. And somehow his grandfather's stepdad is still alive there, but not as a time traveller. He's alive in the time of 1666, which would make him 160 years old. How? Why? While I work out the complexities of that, they all come together to stop the Great Fire of London, inadvertently bringing about the creation of the London Fire Brigade, in between seducing multiple busty women in the seedy bars of the city. You think it ends there, but no. 300 years later, England win the World Cup for the one and only time. Giovanni Ribisi is the crossbar, Lance Henriksen is the football, and Lance Henriksen's grandfather's stepdad is Nobby Stiles, and their destinies are fulfilled. So I cooked that up within about 2 minutes.
I mean, I'm quite literally
speechless. I think I could sell that in the room. Back to Mind Ripper, Stockton is called about a serious problem when he's about to go camping. He's like, look family, there's going to be no more camping because I've got to go back to Gentech and sort out this problem.
Yeah, because the guy died, or he's dying, and they're like, you've got to come back. You're the only one who can fix him.
So he's like, I've got a great idea. Camping is on the way, or sorry, the lab is on the way to camping, so you'll just all come with me. So now Lance Henriksen does take them to camp.
Would you... It seems like a very questionable idea, but he does it.
He's got to be guilted to come back as well. So when he's on the phone to scientists, he's like, you're the one that brought him back, god damn it. And Lance is like, I suppose so. His very calm demeanour, isn't he? Lance Henriksen. Yeah. The family consists of Lance Henriksen, Giovanni Ribisi, who is his son, and then he's also got a daughter called Wendy, and she's got a boyfriend called Mark. Mm-hmm. That's the foursome, so there's no mother there, is there?
No.
No.
Mother's dead.
Meanwhile, at the desert base, Needles on Sticks, because this monster is loose now, isn't it? The monster is loose.
And we found out that this was supposed to be some sort of like superhuman virus that like the army or something wanted.
This monster, the Mind Ripper,
yeah,
he looks like a surf dude to me. So it's just a surf dude going wild around bunkers of the desert.
I felt like with this guy's casting, they were like, we need someone with the right physique for this.
Yeah, he's
and
a buff surf dude.
Hope that he can act. That's what I was getting.
Could he act? Were you believing tough surf dude as a changing monster? I wasn't. I was just seeing surf dude the whole time. It should have been called Attack of the Surf Dude.
Yeah, not the best.
The reason they got needles on sticks is because Larry, who ate the maggot apple, he's had like his face ripped off or something, hasn't he? Mm-hmm. So he's been dragged under.
Yeah,
he's been dragged
gone.
under by something. So now they're in this bunker hunting the Mind Ripper like Alien. They've got devices like the boop, boop devices and stuff like that, haven't they?
Sensor.
Yeah, so they're hunting like the Alien. The monster, the surf dude, he pukes up like what looked to me like giant piping frosting.
Yeah, it was like a weird elongated triple egg thing. It was very
Yeah,
strange.
it was like a triple egg thing combined.
Yeah.
Could be sexual.
Is it sexual?
Like I said, Mark, the boyfriend, is there with Wendy. They've arrived at the desert, at the base. Mark and Wendy are walking off, and she's like, "Is there anything that doesn't make you horny?" And he says, "My mother's douche. I saw it once."
That's gross. But yeah, again, this was a really weird relationship between that young couple.
She then moans at him to get a job.
It seems like the only thing he's interested in is sex, and the only thing she doesn't want to do is sex. So I was like, this match made in heaven.
Well, like I said, he hasn't got a job, but then he comes back with, "Well, I've been pleasuring you this whole time."
That's my job.
That's his full-time job. You know, takes a lot of effort to pleasure a lady. Lance Henriksen sees this pleasure talk. He's not happy. He's like, "Get over here. Get into the bunker." Inside the bunker, one of the scientists, I believe his name is Alex, he's been injected by another scientist because he's like, "Right, you go and fight Mind Ripper. I've injected you with this, so you've got the strength to fight Mind Ripper." And he pushed him up the shaft.
I don't recall that injection bit at all.
Yeah, monster's in the air duct, and then he's been injected, but he just gets pulled up an elevator shaft anyway. So
Right.
it wasn't worth injecting him.
Right. I thought they injected the guy with the hand who was the only one who could get them out to, like, pacify him.
I thought those inject him so he'd be like the Incredible Hulk eventually, so he can fight Mind Ripper.
Nice.
Lance Henriksen enters a nuclear lab with his family. They're going on the walkies. Virtual reality man is walking around. Now, when you first see him with virtual reality, they're in like the rec room,
Yes.
and he tells Lady Scientist that he's watching something on the VR. But I think it's hinted that he's actually been watching porn of the Lady Scientist. Right?
Yeah, I couldn't tell. But it was the lady who's the hot model that Frasier messes it up with.
He does mess up with a lot of ladies, doesn't he, Fraser? That always makes you happy. Virtual reality man, he apologises because now they've got to fight this monster. He's face to face with Lady Scientist. And he's like, "Look, I want to apologise for watching virtual reality porn of you." And he's like, "But I must admit, I've always had a crush on you." Kisses her and goes off to fight the Mind Ripper. And she's like, she likes it, doesn't she?
Yeah.
You know, because like I say, some women like to be objectified as a sex object. Clearly, the scientific lady is one of those.
Okay.
Not all women are the same. Very different.
Let's not shame.
But it's very unprofessional of him. What about the mission? They've got to fight Mind Ripper. You can't leave her
Jeopardising it.
swooning, can you?
Blood's rushing to the wrong places.
The guy that's been injected and pulled up the elevator
Yes.
shaft, he's actually not dead. He's been tied up by the buff surfer dude.
Yeah, it was in some weird cage thing.
And they're talking, and eventually buff surfer dude shows him his new tongue. He's got a new tongue.
Yes.
Mutated tongue.
He has been mutating the whole time. They've been adding effects to his face to me. I don't really know what they were going for though, like sort of reptilian maybe.
The tongue looked like it would be like a vaginal opening, and then something phallic comes through it with a sharp end.
Like a claw or a fang or something.
Yeah, a fanged phallic tendon.
So you liked
tendril. I did like it, yeah. I can see where the 8 million went. It went on that tongue. That was a good mutated tongue.
And we see the tongue at one point, it goes through someone's eye socket, and
Yeah,
another time it
that's
goes up
him.
someone's nose. So,
Yeah.
you know, they make full use of this.
Absolutely. Like I say, the guy who got put up the elevator shaft, he's the one who gets tongue through the eye. Meanwhile, virtual reality Rob, he gets attacked, but the lady's communicating through him in the bunkers, and then the monster's sneaking up, and that's it. He puts his tongue up virtual reality
His
bloke's
nose.
nose. Yeah, cool. So we said the 3 titles of this, like Mind Ripper, Outpost, The Hills of Eyes 3. You don't think this is anything like Hills of Eyes?
I mean, I guess if you want to go down to, like, small things, like, I guess the evil thing here is mutated because of human stuff.
Stuff.
But beyond that, I don't see anything.
Because it didn't work financially, the film, being called Mind Ripper. or Outpost. So they had the great idea of ringing the people at the rights to it, saying, hey, about the DVD release, just call it Hills of Ice 3 and Wes Craven's name presents. So the problem was, when they released it, it's supposed to be number 3 after Wes Craven's first 2, but they put the font of the remake on it, so everyone thought it was the third one of the 2 remakes. So they fucked it again.
Actually, to be
No
fair,
one knew
I
what
haven't
they-
even
no one knew
seen
what they
the
were getting.
Wes Craven ones, so
Have you not?
no.
Have not even seen the first
I've
one?
seen
Right, we'll get on that then.
remakes, which I love.
Wendy, the daughter, she's now guilting Lance Henriksen about his work because she comes across like a bunch of mutated bodies or something, or
Yeah,
dead bodies.
something.
She storms off. Probably not best to storm
No.
off in a bunker where you don't know where you're going.
Empty, endless bunker.
Giovanni Ribisi is told to stay put, stay where you are by Lance
But he's
Henriksen.
a bad boy.
Yeah, he's not going to stay put. They end up being stalked by the surfer dude. And as they're being stalked, obviously they're kind of like splinter. Wendy and Scott might be Giovanni Ribisi. They meet the lady scientist who's still got the love running through her. She's got a gun. They mention, oh, we're Stockton's kids. She's like, Stockton?
Where is he?
Ah, he's back. Giovanni Ribisi and microwave some popcorn. Surfer takes Lance Henriksen. Giovanni Ribisi, Wendy and Mark are now with the lady. They've got to try and get Lance Henriksen back.
Yeah, Lance Henriksen was trying to save his son, but this is also the first instance because we see Lance put a knife into the creature and it just kind of gets shoved out again. So he's clearly super, well, not even human, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Because the daughter Wendy has previously stormed off from Lance Henriksen saying, how could you do this work? When she's talking to Lady Scientist lets her know that your dad resigned before it got too crazy. He's a good guy. So suck it, Wendy. Now there's going to be a reconciliation between daughter
Yeah,
and father, I
except
reckon.
Wendy also finds out that Scientist Lady was the reason
Oh!
Lance and his wife were arguing. Yeah. So maybe she's
Lance-
not such a good woman.
Lance Henriksen be given to Scientist Lady. So it seems like she'll just be shined on by anybody.
She likes it.
Virtual Reality Man, Lance Henriksen,
She's got high libido.
Terry, who had at the maggot apple's probably got a chance as well. Maybe Mind Ripper's even got a chance. He's got that extra long tongue. So the surfer dude has taken Lance Henriksen, and the surfer dude remembers that it was he that gave him life back. He's like, you're the one that injected me, pretty much. He remembers, and he's like, are you God? He's changing. He's like showing his teeth now. His teeth are changing as well.
And the shape of his head and everything.
Yeah, his tongue's coming out again. And yeah,
The difference is, though, because with the first guy that he took, where he got the tongue through the eye, he was just pissed off at him for giving him life. He was like, I'm in so much pain and you're the one who's done this to me. Whereas with Lance, he's like, oh, I remember something, like a father. And it turns out that Lance would, like, read him stories and, well, basically do, like,
he's a good guy.
daddy-type things with him. So I thought he was maybe a bit more hesitant to kill Lance than the other ones.
So once again, daughter should be put in a place, shouldn't she? He's been reading stories to the Mind Ripper. Then there's a stupid scene where Wendy and Scientist Lady have a heart-to-heart. It's like, don't worry about shagging my dad. It's cool.
No, she finds out that she never shagged him.
Oh.
They had a
Well,
thing for each
that's
other, but they never
disappointing.
shagged.
Anyway, Surfer Dude, he's gone bald now. That's not going to go down in the surf community, is it? You can't be part of the surf community and not have long hair. That's what I know. His ears are come off as well. That's probably not good. He's got no hair and no ears.
Doesn't seem to be holding him back very much.
He then Jump attacks the group. He impales Scientist Lady's head, strangles the boys, and gets tongued by Wendy. Wendy's got a tongue, but it's just a dream.
Yeah, I don't know what that bit was. That was very bizarre.
So then he goes to attack him for real and he completely messes it up. He's not very good, this Mind Ripper, is he? He's got the brain of a surf dude. Dude, you know?
Sunstroke.
Yeah. The gang, they're planning how they're going to get the Mind Ripper. And I think there's a bit where Giovanni Ribisi's like practicing karate, if I remember. And he's like, wah! Or am I just making that up? Because that's what's in my notes. But I'm not recalling it.
No, not entirely, no.
Maybe I thought that's how they could have enhanced the film.
Or maybe you just nodded off for a second and dreamt what
No.
you wanted to see.
No, no. We know what I want to see. Lance Henriksen and Giovanni Ribisi off camping.
What?
I could write a karate scene into that. Lance Henriksen is alive. He's found by his family, and Mind Ripper gets the hammer of Thor. And he starts smashing through the wall with his hammer of Thor. Monster and Wendy have some tongue time. And then this high-pitched sound is released by the gang, which the guy with no ears, for some reason, can't take high-pitched sounds. He hasn't got any ears, though.
No, but he's got super sensitive hearing because he found Giovanni because he was playing the music.
Oh, yeah.
And he could hear it from however many floors away. And I was like, why is it taking them this long? Because it was like the Blob when it took him that long to figure out that he didn't like the cold. Because when he was making the popcorn and he was stabbed, it was literally the sound of the microwave going off that was like, ah, to him. The only thing that affected him, I was like, guys, it's not rocket science.
I'm still trying to piece together the Giovanni Ribisi karate scene.
Let it be. Just let it be.
Okay, so...
But yeah, they get the intercom all set up and then they blast this noise through it.
Yeah, and then Giovanni Ribisi ends up electrocuting the monster's face. And the gang get outside into the desert. They cramp into their van, driving off. Who's at the window? Mind Ripper.
So
Mind Ripper's at the window.
How did he get out?
They managed to get him away, didn't they? And Giovanni Ribisi, he's also been a bit of an answer to his dad, Lance Henriksen, during his film. But now it's time for him to redeem himself, because now they had the Vad attack. We didn't mention that they flew to the desert in Lance Henriksen's plane. The plane is still there, but Lance Henriksen in the attack has broken his leg, so we can't fly it. Giovanni Ribisi has no flying experience, but all he needs is Lance Henriksen by his side, running through it bit by bit.
No, this was the whole backstory, because when they were flying on the way there, Lance was like, hey kid, do you remember when you were little, we used to fly all the time and I taught you everything and you knew what everything was called. Do you think you could still do that? And he goes, huh?
Do you know why I've missed that?
No.
Because I was writing my own film, wasn't I, about Lance Henriksen and Giovanni Ribisi.
What a
So I was studying them on screen, but I tuned
then-
out what
and
they were
then-
saying. I'm like the Mind Ripper, I had no ears, because I was just doing my own dialogue from my head.
And then Giovanni's character at one point says as well, because obviously we all are led to believe that Lance, when he's dragged away, is dead like the rest. And he's like, oh, Dad died and I didn't even get to tell him that I remembered everything. See? So, like, he does know how to fly a plane.
That was a heartfelt scene. Then why isn't he so much instruction when he gets on the plane? And why is Lance Henriksen so happy?
Done it before.
But they do. They come together and he's like, I'm so proud of you, boy.
And it's clearly been some years since.
Thanks, Dad.
But yes, yeah. But that is not
They're in
over.
Because it turns out the Mind Ripper can fly. And he's on the side of the plane. Ah! So one of them gets a shotgun, didn't they?
Yes.
And they blast him through the window.
I'm pretty sure it's Scientist Lady, because the girl originally tried to shoot him before she had the gun and she completely fucked it. And I was like, great. I know I moan about the strong female thing, but this was pathetic. Point blank range and she moots. But this time, Scientist Lady shoots him and I was like, well, this is unrealistic, because she shot him at like a high angle.
This is he's already flown. He's flying with the plane.
She manages to shoot him but not get the wing right above him. But yeah, I was also thinking this is not very good from their part, because Lance at one point also told him that he's essentially unkillable, right? He's going to live for like thousands of years. And we've seen this. I mean, he's been stabbed and ejected the blade. He's been shot at. Just nothing seems to get this guy. And so I was like, great, so they might be safe and flying away, but now this guy's just loose.
So does the invincibility thing count to falling from like 16,000 feet to the floor of the desert?
Yeah, I think so.
And being shotgunned in the face?
It might slow him down a bit, but it seems like he can fix himself. So short of like burning him to dust, I suppose, maybe that would stop him.
Well, maybe he can fix his ears and his hairline then. Or is that just part of his look?
That's just part of the transformation.
Mind Ripper's number one for me. Why wasn't it number one for you? You got a surf dude that attacks people in the bunker. His ears come off. He's got a mutated phallic tongue. And Giovanni Ribisi in his first role with Lance Henriksen. And the Mind Ripper can fly.
It was pretty dumb. And
presented by Wes Craven.
Surfer Dude wasn't the most compelling in that role. So
I can't see this film without Surfer Dude now.
I could maybe say, is it a better film than Carnival of Souls? I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely.
But
definitely
I was,
better than Carnival
whilst
of Souls.
watching all of them, Carnival of Souls was the most interesting to me.
Would you like Wes Craven to present to you again?
I hate to say it, but no, not really.
What you got to like that he's taking a check for doing nothing, though, haven't you? That's good. So I respect that.